aggressive, one-sided, aggressive, excessive talking, aggressive, not listening. Yes, there was a sense of superiority which was coming across, sort of bullying by saying you got to thank the president. Okay, so there was a sort of bullying, there was an aggression, there was not listening, talking over, not listening, shouting over others, abusive words, curses, which are counteracted with defensive and retaliatory words, telling, showing everything done for them. Okay, so yes, blaming without talking about issue. Yes, the actual issue, which was that, he started off saying that the ceasefires, that has not happened. So that whole issue was deflected, and there was, the whole, that issue was not talked about at all. Lack of respect to let the other person speak, not coming to the actual point. Okay. Also, there was a referral to a past issue, that you went to Pennsylvania and you said something and you didn't say thank you. So there was a sort of bringing up of an old issue which was not related at all. Self-obsessed, lack of reality, rude, everything narcissistic. Okay, so and there was also on the other person's side, there was a rolling of eyes. Okay, there was a little bit of passive aggression also going on. So there was this sort of this posture, with hands folded, looking away, not looking, and rolling eyes. All those things were also there. Trying to win the argument at any cost. Yes, cornering someone who needed support and exposing in front of media to show their dominance, is sort of showing off. Okay, so you got the picture. So this clip actually demonstrated almost all of the points of view that I was talking about, the points of miscommunication that I was talking about, so that we can just discuss this. All right. So now I will go briefly to thank you so much for everybody for participating in that. I'll now go back to my slide, and let's talk about how to handle these various miscommunicative patterns. Okay. Excessive talking. How does one handle that? Well, there is a technique, within which we suggest which is that when there is a problem of one or the other not listening, or saying that, my partner doesn't listen to me, or he's talking all the time, or something like that, that I don't get a chance to express my views, then you use some item and hold it in your hand when you are talking, and you pass it to one another. Okay. So for turn taking during the conversation or during a discussion, you have a ball which you pass to each other. So the person who tends to talk more should now talk less and listen more. And you talk only when you're holding the ball. And if you want to say something, you have to ask for the ball, get the ball, and only then you can speak. So you're not interrupting, you're not speaking over the other person, and you are waiting for your turn. Now, similarly, the second one was those who are defensive and who don't talk, who are reticent, who don't want to get into it, who are refusing to engage. Now, they need to talk more. So they need to also use their turn. They need to take the ball and use their turn. You need to keep attempting to talk and express your point of view. So you need to do this. All right. Now, the third one was this whole thing about domination, superiority, being patronizing, showing contempt for the others. Okay. So actually, it would help if we just listen to ourselves. No, listen to ourselves. Who made us the boss? No. Who are we to dominate somebody? Who are we to think that we can boss somebody around? Who are we to say that we can show contempt for somebody else? So just listen to ourselves. Sometimes even record your conversation, record your fight. And then when you listen to yourself, try and see yourself as other people see you. Who made me the boss? Why should I come across like that? Why should I try to be the one who, lays down the law for everybody, okay, in a conversation? So that might help us to change that. What about being aggressive, rude, okay, all those things? Now we need to understand, that abuse, verbal violence, and gaslighting, blaming our faults on somebody else, deflecting it onto them and saying it's your fault, not mine. This might work for some time. It might silence the other person for some time, but it actually will kill your relationships. And this is where we need to think, is that what we really want? Do we really want to kill our relationship? If we want to do it, that's the way to go about it. You're doing great. Okay, you're going to kill your relationship. If that's what you want, well and good. Now, what about passive aggression? After aggression, we talked about passive aggression. Now, passive aggression is not in your face so much as verbal aggression and shouting and all that, but it is also a form of aggression. It is also trying to show a little bit of contempt for the other person. So we need to recognize this. Do we really want to show contempt for the other? Do we want to kill our relationship? If we want to, that's how we have to go ahead. All right. Similarly, gaslighting, it's going to end the conversation. Nobody will want to talk to you. Usually, if you keep on gaslighting someone, they keep quiet. You're driven to silence. So it ends the conversation maybe forever. People who are constantly gaslit will just keep quiet. So you're ending your relationship and your conversation. So there's no point in doing that. What about trying to win the argument at any cost? Now, you may win that particular argument by just force and pushing your way and shouting and all that. But then what have you lost? You've lost the relationship, no? Sometimes they say, no, you win the battle, but you lose the war. So here there's no question of losing the war, but you're losing your relationship. And is that what you want? Do you want to spoil your relationships? No, no. So we need to be careful with this. So we need to correct these attitudes, and we need to be open to understanding our own patterns of miscommunication, because all of us have some of these. We are using it at some time or the other, one or the other method of miscommunication we may be using. Okay. What about those who want this quick fix, because you want to sort it out, you wake the other person up, or you insist on talking late into the night, or you insist on them taking, a break. I remember one friend told me that she wanted to fix the issue there and then. So she locked the door and she said, no, you're not going to work. We are going to sort this out now. And obviously that became a big issue because he says, you're getting hysterical. You're not letting me go for work. We'll sort it out later. So we have to understand that there are no quick fixes. Okay. Relationships require work. They require effort. They require love and forgiveness. So there's no point in saying that we are going to fix this right now in 1 hour. No, the other person may need to go to work. You may need to let them. And you may need to say that, okay, we'll pause it here. We'll continue to talk when you get back. Things like that. So this quick fix thing doesn't work. What about raising the old issues? Okay. Some unresolved issues, your mother said like this, your father said like this, you treated me like this 10 years ago, whatever it is. Now, we need to understand that if there are unresolved issues, definitely we need to solve those. So we need to identify the old issue as a separate issue, which may need to be handled. You may need to process it, you may need to talk about it, you may need to resolve it, or you may need to forgive it, whatever it is. But identify that these are separate issues. Maybe they're related, okay? Maybe there are some connection, but identify that these are separate issues and work on both. Okay, what about the whole issue of sort of, raking up the other person's faults and failings and the old memories, or throwing in their face that you are weak, or, some character flaw, something like that. Now, this is not kind, no? The reaction to this is you have to understand, you have to correct your attitude. If you want a relationship with the other person, you can't be unkind. If you're going to be unkind, and if you are going to throw someone's very sensitive things in their face, that's not encouraging. That's not a kind relationship. That's not a loving relationship. So there's certain things which we should never talk about. Certain things which are very sensitive to the other person, don't raise it unless they raise it. If they want to talk about it, fine. But otherwise, why do you want to raise it and create, an unkind sort of blow in their face? Don't do that. Okay. What about this one? Lying and deceiving. Lying and deceiving is a big no-no. All right. If you do that, you're going to lose the other person's trust forever. They're not going to trust you. And that is just a killer for a relationship. So short term, you may get away with doing something wrong. Maybe what is it? It might be something silly. You spent money on something which the other person didn't want you to spend, or they may have disagreed with that purchase. You went and purchased it anyway, then you lied about it. Now, the thing is that for that short-term gain, you have lost their trust forever. So that is actually just plain foolishness. So no need to. It's wiser not to do that. Now, taking offense easily is less easy to spot, as I told you, right? Because giving offense is easy to spot. You're being rude, you're being aggressive, you saw it in that clip. That is easy, you're giving offense. What about taking offense easily? Now, that is not as easy to spot because you do not know actually the other person meant to give offense or not, right? But this is also a dangerous thing to easily take offense frequently for small, small things. So give the best explanation to the, if they said like this, how many chapatis do you want? Okay, she just wanted to know how many chapatis I want. She just wanted to know how many to make. That was the correct explanation, right? So give it an easy, quick, kind explanation and keep checking whether you are being oversensitive. So this is something which you might need to do. What about the last thing that I said, giving up and withdrawing? Now, in again, in Christianity, there are three things which we talk about: faith, hope, and love. We talk a lot about faith. We talk about being faithful. We talk about having faith. We talk about love, loving people, and all that. We don't often talk about hope, right? But we shouldn't forget about hope because hope is what keeps us going. Hope is what keeps all our relationships fresh and excited because we are hopeful of things getting better and better. We live each day in hope, right? That we will have a good day, that things will go well. Hope is what keeps us going. Hope operates with faith and love to make our lives good. So don't give up. Keep at it, all right? And as you keep at it, as you correct your attitudes, make your attitude, remove all these things that I talked about, no? Remove the rudeness, remove the unkindness, remove the patronizing part, remove the suspicion, remove the withdrawing, remove the passive aggression, all right? Remove all these incorrect attitudes. Encourage yourself to respect the other person that you're talking to. Encourage yourself to feel that they are your equals, feel that you need to, love them, respect them. If you have this correct attitude, you will be able to correct your own miscommunication and work on making your communication better. All right, so this is what I wanted to share. And